Owning and scaling my own tutoring business and managing over 50 teachers has taught me a few things that makes or breaks whether a parent is satisfied with the session or not. So these are like my 5 tips to improve your tutoring sessions and prepare a little bit before your sessions. If you do any of these or this helps you in any way, I would love to hear about it in the comments and I will meet you there. Hi, I'm Rebecca Beard. I own Niceville Tutoring, which we cover subjects K through 12 with an emphasis on test prep. We have over 45 teachers on staff who support students online and in person. If you're looking for some support, we have our link in the description below, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with study tips and tricks. So tip number 1 is, and this sounds really cheesy, but we actually require it at our tutoring, is we call parents before the first session. It doesn't matter if they're older, the kids are younger, whatever, but going ahead and establishing that relationship via phone call is really, really critical and honestly sets the stage for better sessions in the long run. The things you want to ask during those phone calls are goals of the session, what the parent hopes to get out of it, help with any misconceptions. Like, for example, some parents will be like, okay, I want hour-long sessions, like 4 days a week with my 5-year-old, which if you know anything about 5-year-olds, that's not going to work. So you kind of go through a lot of the potential problems and iron those out before you even get started. Honestly, a short phone call or even a long phone call will pay off in strides later on. Number 2 is going to be consistent with scheduling. Nothing annoys a parent more is if you are inconsistent with your availability or your schedule. So if you are last minute moving sessions around or kind of being all over the place with your schedule, it's going to really frustrate the parents. So if you are going to do this, make sure you have a consistent time and slot that you are going to see the kid. Now, of course, things come up, people get sick, all the things, but be as consistent as possible. And this is coming from someone who has 3 young kids, and I've had to be really creative on my consistency. Number 3 is to come to those sessions super, super prepared. Some ways that this may look with the younger guys is coming with manipulatives and even like binders as well with the kid's name on it. You can even have little crafts to do with them that's educational or anything like that, but just show that you're prepared. For me, on the older end, I mostly work with high schoolers. And what we love to do is we love to make them a binder with test prep. We'd love to give them tons of study resources, checklists, tips and tricks. All of that means a ton to the parent and also the student because it makes them feel special, it makes them feel important, and it shows that you prepared. And it's kind of a good hack on the back end because if I ever run out of stuff that we need to do, normally I look at my binder or look at the student's binder and then be like, oh, okay, you were weak on this. Let's go ahead and reteach this if I need to fill the rest of the session. And then number 4 is to take the time to talk to the parent after the session. It doesn't take a lot of time. But going in and having that debrief with the parent, be like, hey, this is what we worked on, this is what they're doing really, really well, and this is what they need to improve, means a lot to the parent. Another way that I do that with my high schoolers, because they drive to me versus the parents dropping them off, is I will commonly send audio messages to the parents. The parents like it. It builds that communication and trust because they hear my voice, but I'm not having to like jump on the phone, and it just helps a ton with those sessions. And then number 5 is, if possible, do a baseline assessment. For our students in our like K through 5, a lot of the times the parents actually come in asking for an assessment. It doesn't have to be fancy. We purchase ones that are aligned with the state standards off Teachers Pay Teachers, but you need to have a baseline of where this kid is at. Even if they come in with state scores, state testing, teacher recs, I still do a baseline. And the key with that baseline is you can track growth, and the parents are more and more bought in as you track growth. If you do test prep like I do, then I don't necessarily do a baseline, but I look at their score reports and I go from there. Or if they have time, I have them do either a full or mini practice test. If you find this helpful, please let me know in the comments below, and I would love to learn more about where you are on growing your tutoring business, and looking forward to meeting you in the comments.